You know, for me, there's no way to embellish, embellish, or exaggerate of the enormity of an event called Wrestlemania. And in this case, 40 years of Wrestlemania. This is Slow Polier, as you're watching, you can guess it for everything you see. This is my Wrestlemania for the final preview predictions. It's finally here today. And by the time you're watching this, WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. You know, I the the hype for this event is honestly a lot missed than I thought it would be. I mean, I mean, the some people at potential like really this for me. No, it's because the magnitude of the show, but some of them not quite excitement. You know, it's going to be critical, I think, for WWE to deliver such a show like WrestleMania 40 because, like, and for Triple H specifically, because this is pretty much the the first Mania where he's like completely fully in control. Yeah, I know last year WrestleMania 39 he was, but I mean there were reports even that day of Mania last year that Vince has like had like his own like backstage, so he was like trying to like control some of the things of the show. So it really wasn't fully him in my opinion. But this year he fully has it, and it's gonna be critical on him to deliver the show for WrestleMania to be as to want to be remembered for many years to come. And you know it's TKO. It's their first WrestleMania. You know they're gonna want to go all out with it. Um, so it's really critical to deliver some and monumental show like WrestleMania. The build is it better than last year? In some cases, yes. Not some cases, no. Like I think some of I think the main matches and stories have mostly delivered. Although they kind of hit a creative roadblock and kind of screwed it up in the bit, you know what I think what I will talk about. But yeah, it's been a pretty good build for the most part, man. I don't think it's the three other shits like some Mania builds, but not like the greatest or the biggest that they like to pull that the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So yeah. So I'm gonna take for these notes on my phone and gonna discuss story night one is the Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Apparently, Dragon Lee is gonna be replaced somewhere. Recording this before SmackDown. So apparently, he's going to be an injury. I saw a report that this will happen, and it might be and if I had to guess, um it's either gonna be Carlito or Andrade. I will say Andrade because I think Carlito might play a bigger role on this. So I think you might stay tuned for him. So I'm about to say. Um, it's cool that Dominic has rekindled his feud with his dad and Santos Escobar. I think the issue is is kind of pretty much thrown together as they really did not have anything for Dominic specifically for Mania, so they just throw him in a rehash, basically a rehash story from last year's Mania somewhat. But now he's with Santos Escobar, so yeah. And Rey Mysterio had a segment with them on the last SmackDown, and basically, he was going to be choosing a partner, and the crowd thought it was gonna be because like they were clearly saying Carlito's name. Like I don't know what they expected here, and Ray just paid Dragon Lee. So yeah. So and you can see Carlito's face wasn't quite amused by it, I must say. So watch out for that because what I'm about to say. You know, if there's Andrade in there with Ray against Santos and Dominic, I think should be good. I think Santos and Dominic will win with the help of Carlito. I think they're gonna do an angle where it's revealed Carlito attacked Dragon Lee before WrestleMania, and he's probably gonna join Santos fashion, Legado del Fantasma. So yeah, that's what I think will happen. I think they're gonna win Santos and Dominic. Next up is Jay Cargill, our first proper WWE match. The Royal Rumble was pretty much an anomaly, but this is like her first proper match, and along teaming with Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Damage Control, the Kota Kai, and the Women's Tag Team Champion, the Kabuki Warriors. Um, again, it's kind of thrown together, but at least it has some story building behind it. I mean, Bianca, mostly because Bianca has been finally damaged control for almost feels like fucking forever. And now Naomi has gone to the mist, and now Jade Cargill. So, yeah, this really feels like this is pretty much going to be the showcase of Jade Cargill this match. That's what this really comes down to. So I think they're gonna showcase Jade Cargill really properly, and I think her, Bianca, and Naomi will be Damage Control. So that's my prediction. So yeah. Next up is the 6-pack ladder tag team match for the undisputed tag team titles. You got Judgment Day defending against 8 Town Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. New Cash Republic, Tyler Bay and Pete Dunne. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day, Kofi and Xavier. And the Awesome Truth and Miss. And And this should be a car crash spot fest fun match. I mean, this isn't going to be like, let's say, Edge and Christian Hardys and Dudley's Maria 17, but I don't think it can't come close to that. But this should be pretty fun, in my opinion. They they pretty much to emphasis the fact on Raw the Golden Show that Michael Cole pointed out like you must grab both sets of tag team championships. Like you have to grab both, like basically essentially four belts technically to grab and win the match. But this pulls down in a uniquely finished way. I think what might will happen is that the awesome truth, Arthur specifically, will grab the red tab belts hanging above. He will grab them, thinking he's already won. Not realize that there's another set of tag team titles hanging above, while Arthur is celebrating and stuff. The referee tried to console, but then Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they both grabbed another set of tag team titles. And I think that's how the tag team titles is going to be split. So that's what I think what will happen. Our Truth and Miz will grab the Raw tag team belts, and Austin Theory, Grayson Waller will grab the SmackDown tag team belts. That's how I see for this match. So yeah. So. Next up is brother versus brother. Jay versus Jimmy. The story they've been building since SummerSlam and is now finally here. One Uso versus Uso. This is a match that both guys have been talking about a very long time with interviews you saw. They've been talking about having this match in shooting. So this has to be a pretty big deal for them competing against each other at WrestleMania. After main eventing one last year, they're now against each other. Pretty good stuff. The bill. I think it's really missing the personal intensity stuff for this to really be a close to home stretch with us, the audience. Like, and it really doesn't help that Jamie doesn't really have a proper explanation for why he turned on his brother Jay back at SummerSlam. Like, they still haven't properly, like, on the episode where he talked to Jay and was talking about how he protected him, like it was his idea when Jamie turned on woman first, and oh my god, this was all fucking messy. And like, I don't know, there hasn't been like any momentum on either side on as single stars, so this match doesn't have the proper heat that it should be. But this should be a fun match, I think. And when I say no momentum, Jimmy Uso is like, I look at him and it's like, I think Kaya needs a victory here. Like, and like, if this feud is really going to go to places much after WrestleMania, then you gotta have Jimmy win. At least Jay is popular enough with the audience that they will stick with him and pop for him. Jimmy has got no really like real credible momentum behind him, so I think he needs this win more. So I'm going to go for Jimmy for the win. Believe it or not. Next up for the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, the 65 50 plus day reign is defending against Sami Zayn. So Sammy won about a gauntlet few weeks on beating Shaq Gable, and yeah, there was a lot of quite pushback on it. Like they thought, why would, why would, why would Sammy win here, and like Gable, why he should be facing Gunner Me? I heard a lot of that, and it's like I knew that this was going to be the match eventually because I just didn't think they would pull Sammy off of WrestleMania, to be honest. Like, they can see a Jack Gable, like, oh, maybe we'll push him off the card, but Sami Zayn is like too much valuable to not have a proper match at all this year, man. So yeah, so I think this is what happens and this is what you get, and I think they pretty much told a nice, real good story for this match. And I love the promo between Gable and Sammy, with Gable trying to teach Sammy in some ring in some warehouse thing. I don't know, but they've really hyping it up like Sammy has to be. He cannot let his family down, and Sable and Gable trying to tell Sammy where people doubt him, that's where he's really good. And I love that dynamic between the both of them. I really do. And with Sammy's booking against Gunther recently, like, while I still want Gunther to win and keep his style a little further so that way Chad Gable could beat him down the line, I damn gonna go with Sami Zayn on this one. I really do. Like, there's just something about how he's been portrayed in this build that makes me believe that he might get this one here. I really think so. So I'm gonna go Sami Zayn for the win and be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Going to, so that's why I think Sami will win the IC title, and I think we can all agree Gunther should be moving up to the main event picture anyway. So is it a bad route to lose the title at WrestleMania with the world watching? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sammy. Next up for the Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. As Joe Baby actually talking about, I think for a storytelling standpoint, match quality standpoint, I think Gunther and will probably be the match of that weekend for that one. This one, Rhea Becky could be another one, and this is really a build that they really took their time going. They had Becky going through the lengths of fighting Nia and Liv and all that stuff, having to overcome them before she could get to Rhea. It's not like overly exciting build like I thought it would be, but it really now feels like a big match slightly. It feels like it feels big, and it feels like a top Mania Women's World Championship match between these two. I think they're gonna go all out with they're gonna go all out both Rhea and Becky. So yeah, and I think I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley retaining here. Like, if Becky Lynch's contract is expiring too much, like she said she is in her interviews, then I wouldn't rule out a Becky title just to leverage her to a new contract, but I think Rhea's Ripley's it's retaining here. I think for long term viability, I think Rhea needs to win more than Becky. I mean, Becky's always gonna be here. Like, a loss won't hurt her at all at this point, so I'm going to go with Rhea to retain. This should be a great match. And then the main event of night one of Wrestlemania 40, a tag team match. Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. If the Bloodline wins Rock and Roman, it's Bloodline rules for night two with Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. But if Cody Seth wins, it's Bloodline free. No Bloodline members allowed for Cody or Roman. This is going to be kind of hard to describe this build since when you look through the count into everything here, I think this is what some people are missing. Like, this match is like purely going to be building upon for the night two main event. The next day after this. So it's really like Roman Rock Cody Seth bills are kind of mashed together here. And like I think the when they were originally going to go with Rock and Roman, how they did was fucking stupid. Like, they clearly had to know how it was really fucking stupid to have Cody Rhodes win the fucking Royal Rumble and then tell Roman, I'm coming for your title but not WrestleMania. Like, really, what the fuck? Like, you pretty much kind of almost neuter his character by doing this, and hey, props for them realizing it was a mistake. So at the press conference the week after, Cody wants Roman, he chooses Roman, then Rock turns heel, midst of the backlash that him WWE got. So yeah, so it's now lead to this match for night one, and this is weird. Like, I may want to talk about this more where I get to Cody Roman night two, but like, it feels like they're trying to cram everything at once with this, with Cody's journey to the title, to Cody's wanting his revenge on the Rock, the Rock slap him, and Rock taunting his family about Mama Rose and stuff, and Rock bleeding in that amazing angle that they did on Raw back in Chicago. That was fucking terrific. Like, they're trying to do all things at once, and in some cases it's work, but for some character it really doesn't. Like, like they try to cram. They try to sneak in, squeeze in like everything at once for this, and I don't know. Like, they really they try to cram everything at once, but some cases it works, but some cases it doesn't, and this is pretty much like the Cody and Rock thing for this match particularly. Like Roman and Seth don't are basically the background character for this, and they are the world champions in this. So it really doesn't do a lot for them when they have both title defenses on night two of WrestleMania, and you're basically being slushed in this now in this Rock Cody plot, and it's really starting to diminish both men as world champions. Like with Roman, and like in Roman's case, like this is a part that aggravated me a little bit when Roman was cutting his promo on Raw, talking about what the Rock did go and basically endorsing it the Fire Boss. It's like, why? Like, by doing this, that completely goes against everything about his character. Like, when you're a Fire Boss, when you're supposed to be the tribal chief, the head of the table, you should be having known. And yeah, I know The Rock acknowledged him at some segment that announced this match. I know that he acknowledged him on Fury's back on SmackDown, but Roman shouldn't basically be endorsing anyone as the final where he's supposed to be. Like, that part was really dumb in my opinion. And yeah, like, this is really going to be a building block for Night 2's main event. And since they're basically heavily teasing Bloodline Rules, even having a Bloodline Rules match on Raw main event, you gotta have Rock and Roman win, right? Like, I think I will give my thoughts why it has to be Bloodline Rules, but you think you gotta have Rock and Roman win here, right? So I'm going with them. And since it's basically been about Rock and Cody in this, I think the deciding fault has to come between the two of them. And I think Rock pins Cody. That's what pretty much I think will happen. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Rock and Roman here. So there's night one for WrestleMania, and I think like fortunately or unfortunately might be the better nights of the two. Like even previous years, like night two doesn't have a strong record being the better of the nights, but who knows for it. So for WrestleMania night two is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, they now called the Pride, against Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, AOP, the Final Testament, a six-man tag team Philadelphia street fight. I think this should be a fun car crash match. The bill hasn't. This whole feud really hasn't been accentuated. It was. I think if anything, this has been purely a case. What the hell? What the fuck was that? Excuse me. Excuse for that stuff, but this has mainly been an excuse to give Bobby Lashley a spot at Mania since he didn't have it last year. So we gotta put him in, so now we're doing this. So we have it here. So while not a fan of the build up at all for this, I think this should be a fun match, and I'm going for Bobby and the Street Profits to win here to end this feud. So another one we get on night two is LA Knight versus AJ Styles. This has actually been a pretty fun feud, actually. It's one of the few feuds I actually enjoyed to Mania. Going into this show. Like, AJ has been missing and been trying to help LA Knight, tried to keep open hands, like he went to his house and while it's really not the big spotlight match that I think like LA Knight can have. And all in all, he's facing AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Even at his mid 40s, AJ can still go. So this shouldn't be half bad. Far from it. And this is one of the positions where it can really go either way, in my opinion. On one hand, it's an easy shooting for LA Knight to win, but this could be a shooting for AJ Styles to win, since LA Knight pretty much is beginning trying to get the best of him, trying to get his revenge on him. I kind of think AJ might win on this. I don't know about you, but I have a real feeling that AJ Styles might win here. So I'm gonna go for AJ Styles here. So yeah, gonna go with AJ on it. The triple threat for the United States Championship. You got Logan Paul defending against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Back in Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens had the match victory in him, but the ref saw he had brass nose punching Logan Paul, so that caused KO a DQ. And the Chamber, Randy had the Chamber one when he eliminated Logan Paul, but Logan Paul smacked him again with the brass nose and caused Orton a shot at World Title at WrestleMania. So now Kevin Owens and Randy are working together to take the US title for Logan Paul. And this has pretty much been pretty much an okay build. It's not as scintillating or any stuff, but it's been pretty decent for the most part, this build. And I think I'm gonna go with Logan Paul retaining here. I mean, I don't think neither Randy or KO need the US title at this point for their respective careers. Like, I don't think they need the title like this. So, gonna have to go Logan Paul to retain here and win this. The next one for the WWE Women's title, you have Io Sky defending against the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Bayley. I think for the history alone and how they pull off the Bayley face turn against Damage Control, it has been a strong feud for the most part. I think the thing that hurt him because it was on SmackDown, since the Bloodline took over like the presence of many, that's pretty much like dominating the SmackDowns in the week lead up to this. It's pretty much pushed Ito and Bayley to the side just a tiny bit, but that doesn't mean that the stuff in Ito and Bayley has been bad. Far from. I think they have a nice chemistry. They can have nice chemistry here. The feud has enough feet behind it, and Bayley's basically couldn't pull off anything. But again, this is one of the positions where I go kind of off the square here, and it kind of hurts me to say this because I kind of want her to win. I don't think Bayley's winning here, guys. I just don't. The the fact that it's on night two where everyone wanted on night one with that main eventing night one. I think with not being on the main event and not being night one at all and being on the same card with the two world title matches, it kind of puts a death sentence of Bailey's win crowning moment at Mania. So I'm gonna go with Io on this. Gonna have to go with Io on this. So I'm gonna go with Io Sky to retain the women's championship here. So yeah, and see how Triple H both baby faces. If you guys have noticed this, like he will make the baby faces earn the title. So at first, so they will lose the goods at first glance, but they will win it later. So I think Io might win. I think Io will win here and retain her title. Next up for the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre with special guest commentator CM Punk. And this has been like, since Seth's mindset has been on the bloodline, it's kind of made a nice dynamic feel where it's like Seth is too focused on the bloodline that Drew started to get really aggravated that he's not focused on Drew, but at the same time Drew has been non-stop talking about CM Punk, like he won't shut the fuck up about him. Like he had a funny line of the whole build through this to CM Punk on episode 1 where it's like, you don't drink, you don't do drugs, you don't do smoke, but you're sitting here rehab. That was some great shit. So yeah, and this has been pretty much been about Seth, Drew, and Punk in this whole story here. Like it's not even just about Seth and Drew. It's about Seth, Drew, and CM Punk, who's not even in the match. He's just commentating here. So yeah. And I think we're like Drew's focus being on Punk, like him doing this because Punk is not in the match. I think that's going to cost him. I think that was gonna backfire him. I think Seth Rollins will retain. But this is where I think Damian Priest, after losing the tag team titles the other night, he will cash in here on Seth. He will win the world title after the bloodline attacks Seth after he wins. So, like, you gotta have Damian Priest cashing at some point, and the way he's been for a long time here since without cashing, even teasing at one, then you gotta have Damian Priest cashing here. And one thing with Drew not winning here is like, I don't think Drew is winning because purely solely for the fact Clash of the Castle is going to be in Scarlet in June. And I think that is when he will get his crowning moment in front of a live audience. So I think they will keep the story of Drew just enough to get to that point and have finally win a world title in front of a live crowd. So I gotta go with Seth Rollins, but Damian Priest cash. So there's that. And where it comes down this weekend, all the main event for the undisputed Universal Championship. You got Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes challenging again against Roman Reigns for the second straight year. The reason I say I wanted this to be a Bloodline Rules match is I don't know if they can really capture the magic of their first match last year and the aside last year. Pretty great fucking match. had everyone they actually see him. And I don't know if they can really capture the magic here. And plus, with them beat wrestling, already wrestling the previous night, I don't know how much gas they're going to be having the thing. So that's kind of why I want this to be the Bloodline Rules match, right? So that's what I really want it to be. And again, going back to night one with the build of like the thing where they're trying to cram everything at once, like they're trying like all of this whole story between Seth, Cody, Rock, Roman. I think the best part about it is like all this story remain around the title. Like Seth wanted to help Cody to win the title. Rock want to prevent Cody from finishing his story. And Roman Reigns just lurking in the shadows awkwardly, just still hanging there. And you know Cody's story. So in some cases, but yeah, like this has been like not worth too much of the favor this match, particularly Cody versus Roman. So it's like like I said, they pretty much win the tag team match at this main event all into one together. And it really doesn't work in this match favors since the tag match is kind of a little bit more high end. Is pretty much going to directly affect this match here. And that's why they really like to. And that's why I want to beat these Golden Light rules because I want all the chaos. I want to be interference. I want all the people from Roman's past to come back to haunt Roman. If it's Jay, Sammy, Seth, even fucking John Cena, like I fucking heard. Like imagine Stone Cold like stuns The Rock, right? One last walk Austin mode. Would that be fucking cool? But I think with night two may have been Bill. I think this with this match, the build, the story, the finish is going to live and die. It's that whole all of that I just said is going to live and die by the finish of this match. And how it's crucially important to get it right here. Like, you already didn't have Cody Rhodes win the match. Cody Rhodes, to his credit, has got even more over than last year. So, for this instance, he has to win. Like, with how they've been building this, like, there's really nowhere else to go with it. Like, they've been building like this is his last chance. Like, The Rock told him on SmackDown recently, like, if you lose, you will never challenge for this. Like, but it's WWE. They can always find a way to fuck it up all and have Roman retain. Like, you know they will love to do that. Because they've been so embedded with Roman in this bloodline story and how it was supposed to be Rock Roman until the fans back kicking and screaming for it. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes, but I'm not confident, is what I will say. Because of what happened last year, because of how it was originally, well, it was supposed to be that, but then Rock tried to come and sweep the whole thing and fuck everything up before they pivot again. I will, wow. picking Cody Rhodes, I will almost do an extent be stunned if he does. So there's where I'm at with this May event night 2. There's WrestleMania 40, folks. That's my predictions, my preview. And yeah, I think, like I said, I think this whole weekend, this whole show, is going to live and die by the May event night 2 because last year's Mania, everyone thought it was one of the greatest WrestleMania of all time, and they kind of fucked it up with the ending last year. So it's going to be crucial, like I said, to deliver such a show and make the right choices that makes everyone satisfied. And I know they're not going to do all that, but the ones that matter, they have to fucking deliver on it. So that's my opinion on it. That's my stance on it. So that's it for my prediction for this year's WrestleMania 40. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't. Tell me what you think is gonna happen at WrestleMania 40 in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this message.